For Clinton High School on offense, at left end, number 85, Dave Casasanto. Left tackle, number 76, Matt Russell. Left guard, number 63, Sean Gorman. Center, number 61, James Russell. Right guard, number 71, Sean Cassidy. Right tackle, number 75, Kevin Coyne. Right end, number 45, Cesar Velasquez. At right halfback will either be number 32, Tom Santasania, or number 89, Scott Zermack. The left halfback will be number 29, Andy Garofoli, and the fullback is number 30, Rick Gephardt. The referee is Fran Paul Mills. The umpire is George Morin. The linesman is Al Brunel. The field judge is Bill Cunis. And the clock operator in the press box, and again the clock is official, William Goslin Sr. And number 55, Steve Earp. Representing Clinton High School will be number 29, Andy Garofoli, number 45, Cesar Velasquez, number 63, Sean Gorman, and number 76, Matt Russell.
Let's go, you Reds! Let's go! Shephard Hill has won the toss and has elected to receive. Going back deep to Shephard Hill, number 21, Eric Gelino, number 31, Scott Cushing, and number 43, Brian Babbitt. Ball is taken by Earl Gelino, tackled by Tim McGuire. And Jim Lowe, it's 1st and 10, Shephard Hill on the 20. Ball is carried by Larry McKissick. Tackled by Kevin Coyne, Andy Garofoli, and Scott Zermack. Gain of about 5 yards on the play. 2nd down and 5 on the Shephard Hill 30. to McKissick. Stop by Rick Shephard. And Scott Cermak. It's good enough for a Shepherd Hill first down. That was carried by Ron Springer. Gain of about 1 yard on the play. Second down 9 on the 37. Ball carried by McKissick. Tackled by number 73, Kipsall. It'll be third down and about 6. Just short of the Shepherd Hill 40. Complete to number 26, James Bond. Stopped on the play by number 42, Carl Moran. First and 10, Shepherd Hill, just outside the Clinton 45. Ball carried by Larry McKissick. Stopped by Kipsall and Rick Shephard. Gain of about 1 yard on the play, 45. Handoff to Larry McKissick. Tackled by number 76, Matt Russell. It'll be third and about 4 on the Clinton 40. Ball carried by Ron Springer. Tackled by Rick Shephard and Scott Cermak and Matt Russell. First and 10 on the Clinton 32. Handoff to Larry McKissick. Stopped by Andy Garfoley and Carl Moran. Second down 4. Handoff to Larry McKissick. Tackled by Matt Russell and Tim McGuire. Third down 1 on the Clinton 33. Check that, the Clinton 23. Timeout, Clinton High School.
Rick.
Handoff to Larry McKissick. There's a fumble on the play. Fumble was recovered by Shepherd Hill.
about the Clinton 21. Hands off to Ron Springer. Tackle by Andy Garfoli and Kevin Coyne. Second down, 7. Handoff to Ron Springer. Tackled by a host of Clinton Gaels. Third down, 2. And about the Clinton 13. Handoff to Ron Springer, tackled by Sean Gorman and Matt Russell. It'll bring up a 4th down in about 1. Timeout, Shephard Hill. On the play. Match in, the hands off to Andy Garfoli. Hands off to Shephard. Stopped by Ron Springer. It'll be 4th down in about 1 on the Clinton 20. Sean Gorman in punt formation. Dunn and Babbitt back deep. Punt is fielded by Brian Babbitt, tackled by Kevin Coyne and Scott Zermatt. First and 10, Shephard Hill at the Clinton 41-yard line. Ryan Raveno's pass is complete to James Bond. Tackled by Calhoun.
second and less than one on the Clinton 31. Brian Ravenel's pass intended for number 26, James Bond, is incomplete. Third and less than one. Brian Ravenel on the keeper. Stopped by Cesar Velasquez and Matt Russell. First and 10, Shephard Hill, just inside the Clinton 30. Handoff to Larry McKissick. Hit initially by Cesar Velasquez and finished off by number 52, Tim McGuire. Second down and about 6 on the Clinton 26. First and 10 on the 20. Handoff to Rick Gephardt. Stopped by Ron Springer. Number 52, Tim McGuire. Loss of 7 yards on the play. Second down, 17 on the Clinton, almost on the Clinton 45. There is a penalty marker on the play. Personal foul clipping against Shepherd Hill will make it second down and 24 on the 43. No play.
McGuire. Loss of another yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 33 at the Shepherd Hill 36-yard line. Formation, along with Tom Sanasania back deep. Andy Gaffoli fields the punt. Down and 10 on the Clinton 33. Macienda hands off to Spencer Max. Tackled by Ray Sullivan and Joe Zella. Gaels 9 yards on the play. 2nd and 1 at the Clinton 42. Ball carried by Andy Gaffoli. Tackled by Ron Springer. Who's number 55? And number 55, Stephen Earp. First and 10 to the Gaels at the 44. At the Shepherd Hill 48. Ball carried by Rick Shephard. Tackled by Steve Earp. First and 10 for the Gaels, just inside the Shepherd Hill 45. Is in on the play. Second down 9 on the 29. Ball carried by Indy Gaels. There are penalty markers after the play. Personal foul for Spearing against Shepherd Hill. First down and 10 for Clinton High School at the 11-yard line. Ball is carried by Scott Cermak. Tackle by Ron Springer and Joe Zella. Gain of 6 yards on the play. Second down 4 at the Shepherd Hill 5. There is a penalty marker on the play.
Let him play football!
Brings the ball back to the 15-yard line, where it will be second down and 14. Second down 14.
Secondary, honest, secondary!
Handoff to Scott Cermak. Tackled by Stever and Jim Kelly. Third down. Third down 7. By number 62, Ross Becker. It'll be 4th down and 14. Actually 4th and 15 on the Shepherd Hill 16. Shepherd Hill takes over, first down and 10 on about the 20. Springer. Tackle by Tim McGuire and Matt Russell.
Gap block, gap block.
Gain of about 1 yard on the play. Second down and 9 on the 21. Ball carried by Ron Springer. Tackled by number 24, Jim Rowe. And number 52, Tim McGuire. Third down and about 1 on the 29. Brian Romero on the keeper. Has picked up a Shepherd Hill first down and 10 on the 32. Carried by Larry McKissick. Tackled by Matt Russell and Caesar. Clinton a first down and 10 just inside the Shepherd Hill 25-yard line.
Come on, defense! Come on, Ramsey! Get it right back!
Carried by Scott Zermatt, tripped up by number 2, Ray Sullivan. Matchin, his pass is almost intercepted by Kyle Kunkel. Third down 11 on the 25. First down and 10 for the Gaels. It'll be first and 10 at the Shepherd Hill 13-yard line. to Dave Casasanto. Tackled by Ray Sullivan. Touchdown. 5-yard touchdown run by number 29, Andy Garofoli. Makes the score Clinton 6 and Shepherd Hill nothing. Attempt the extra point, and Andy Garofoli will hold. And the extra point is no good. And number 21, Earl Gelino. And number 31, Scott Cushing. By number 71, Sean Cassidy. First and 10 at the 28. Number 24, Jim Long. First and 10 for the Gaels at the Shepherd Hill 35. And 10 on about the 12-yard line. That was 23-yard completion. But there is a penalty marker on the play.
back deep for the Gaels. Number 24, Jim Rowe. Number 29, Andy Garofoli. And number 32, Tom Santasania. Tackled by Ron Springer. 1st and 10 at the 33. Ball handed to Rick Gephardt. Tackled by Joe Zella and John Johnson. Gain of 4 yards on the play. 2nd down 6 on the 37. Carried by Tom Santasania. Tackled by Ron Springer. There's a penalty marker on the play. Candace pass intended for Andy Garofoli is incomplete. 3rd down 14. Matt Diamond and Brian Babbitt back deep. Jim Russell and Andy Garofoli. First down and 10 on the 42. Number 52, Tim McGuire. Gain of about a yard on the play. 2nd and 9 on the 43. Tackled by Andy Garofoli. 1st and 10, Shephard. Ball carried by Ron Springer. Tackled by John about the Clinton 38. Ball carried by Ron Springer. First and 10, Shephard. Shepherd Hill. At the Clinton 35. Ball carried by Brian Ravino. Tackled by Andy Garofoli and Cesar Velasquez. Gain of about 3 yards on the play. Second down and 7 on the Clinton 32. Ball carried by Kyle Kunkel. Tackled by Sean Gorman. And tips off. Third down and about 4. Ball carried by Larry McKissick, hit initially by Rick Gephardt, and finished off by Jim Rowe. It'll be fourth down and about 3. Timeout. No play. Yeah. Illegal procedure against Shepherd Hill. We'll make it fourth down and 8. To James Bond, tackled by John O'Malley. Ball carried by Ron Springer. Tackled by Rick Gephardt and Jim Rowe. Gain of about 7 yards on the play. Second down and 3 at the Clinton 18. Handoff to Larry McKissick. Tackled by Cesar Velasquez. It'll be third down and 1 at the Clinton 16. Ball carried by Ron Springer. Tackled by Tim McGuire and Matt Russell. first down. Official timeout just inside the Clinton 15-yard line.
Everybody to the Sheffield beat. Roll your body and move your feet. Get up, everybody to the Sheffield beat.
Ball carried by Kyle Kunkel. Tackled by Tim McGuire, Rick Gephardt, Jim Lowe, and John O'Malley. Second down and 7. Ball carried by Ron Springer. Tackled by Sean Gorman. Third down and 4. Just inside the Clinton 10-yard line. Ball carried by Larry McKissick. Tackled by Kevin Coyne, Jim Lowe, and John O'Malley. Fourth down and 3. At the 10-yard line. Ball carried by Rick Gephardt. Tackled by Ron Springer, Steve Earp, and Wayne Dowling. Gain of 1 yard on the play. Second down 9 on the Clinton 11. Ball carried by Tom Sanasania. Stopped by Ray Sullivan. It'll bring up a third down and about 7 on the Clinton 13. Carried by Andy Garofoli, stopped by Wayne Dowling, fourth down and 5 at the 15. Matt Dunn and Brian Babbitt back deep, Sean Gorman in punt formation. Number 71, 1, Sean Cassidy. First and 10, Shepherd Hill at the Clinton 41. Ball carried by Ron Springer. That is the end of the third quarter. On 8. Stop by Tim McGuire. Third down and about 3 at the Clinton 33. Shepherd Hill, just outside the Clinton 25-yard line. Shepherd Hill at the Clinton High School 14-yard line. Hand off to Larry McKissick. Stopped on the play by number 52, Tim McGuire. Loss of 1 yard on the play. Second down 11 on the 15. Number 26, James Bond.
Foley. Gain of about 5 yards on the play. Second down 5 on the Clinton 10-yard line. The hands off to Shephard. Stopped on the play by John Johnson. Third down 2. Matt Dunn and Brian Babbitt back deep. Ball taken by Matt Dunn. Tackled by Jim Rowe. There is a penalty marker on the play. Personal foul clipping against Shepherd Hill. First and 10, Shepherd Hill on the 44.
Wait for me after the game. At the gate.
Number 52, Tim McGuire. First and 10, Shepherd Hill at the Clinton 44. Down at 5 on the 39. Brian Ormanoff pass is complete to Jim Kelly. Tackled by Kyle Mullen. First and 10, Shepherd Hill at the Clinton 31.
swinger is incomplete. Incomplete. Tim McGuire in the coverage for Clinton. Third down 10 on the 31. Timeout, Shepherd Hill. On the Clinton 31. Gaels. Timeout, Shepherd. Second down and goal at the Clinton 7-yard line. The pass is complete to James Bond. Third down and goal at the Clinton 2-yard line. Making the score Clinton 6 and Shepherd Hill 6. Ron Springer will attempt the extra point, and Brian Ravenel will hold. Fielded by Sculpture Mac. roughing the passer against Shepherd Hill. Personal foul, roughing the passer. The personal foul, 15-yard penalty against Shepherd Hill, makes it first down and 10 at the Shepherd Hill 45-yard line. Shepherd Hill at the Clinton 42-yard line. Timeout, Clinton. Brian Ravenel is tackled by Scott Zermatt. Keeper, tackled by Andy Garofoli. Timeout, Clinton. Brian Ravenel on the keeper. Timeout. Ravenel the ball carrier. Clinton takes over, 1st and 10. Gaels will travel to Milford to take on the Milford Scarlet Hawks. The next home game is 2 weeks from tonight when the Marlboro Panthers will come to Fuller Field. Thank you very much.